You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Take your seats right now. Hey. So, this is me trying to max out my excitement for being here this morning. Because I was excited. One, it's one thing to be happy to be told you are going to the house of the Lord, right? But it's a totally different thing when you are told you are going to be at the YXP. See, I'm going to tell you something right now. See, I've been around, and okay, we'll not talk about traveling countries or anything like that, but I've been to so many places, enjoyed Garage, but from the day I started watching YXP online, I'm like, so what am I doing at my location? I need to go, be at YXP, and I remember telling Pastor Ari, I'm going to start attending 9 a.m., at Worship Harvest Nakawa so that I can make it for the 11:30 service at Worship Harvest Nalia. Now, I know Pastor Quaker was talking about the things that you think about and the things that you confess. And yeah, I think because I started confessing that stuff, guess who's in the building? I am in the building. Okay, just a little reminder to all of you that are joining us for the very first time, we are a very convivial church. We are so happy. We are so high, you would think, we are taking the good stuff. But the good stuff we are taking is the Holy Spirit, right? Now, all of this to say is I'm very glad to be here. I'm so glad to be here. I'm so grateful for the dream behind YXP. Thank you so much, Pastor Ari. Thank you so much, Upmore, for dreaming up such a beautiful thing. I know you're clapping your hands because you're already used to this, but you can go ahead and clap your hands. Thank you so much, YXP team, Pastor Quaker, Pastor Ruth, TJ. TJ, you got skills, I didn't know. Lord of mercy. Bad skills. You guys don't have mercy. But guys, before we really get started, I would like to really just appreciate the YXP team for making this a very worthwhile service to be a part of. I know because you come here every Sunday, you get used to it, but this is so, so special. And all of us at the other locations are always looking at you in a good way. When something is so good, you want to celebrate with the people, but then you also get what we call a gumango because you're feeling like, why are these guys having such a dope, service and we can't get to be a part of it? But, YXP team, thank you very much. Now, I'll tell you what. So, for some good reason, only known to God, I just didn't drop down here on earth. So, I come from a family, a humble family. I mean, it's a humble number, 11. And I take the enviable position, which is 11. Yes. Are you kidding me? Now, today we have my big sister in the building. Yeah, I know she's already feeling shy because, she want to stay humble, but I'm putting her on the spot right now. Come on, Sarah, show us some love if you can stand up. Yo. So, oh yeah, and she's so beautiful. Are you kidding me? It must be in the genes. But you guys, why are you guys angry? Why aren't you happy? But anyway, it is always a great thing for you to have family, support you all through ministry. When you become a pastor one day, which many of you are going to become, you will actually come to value that you not only come from a family, but your family gets to be very supportive of you. And she has been a great support to me doing ministry. She has visited us when we were in Mukono. She even packed food that day because she knew she was coming on a Sunday, and she knows we don't cook on Sunday. So she brought us a good meal. And now that is just some of the small stuff, but she has also paid for my school fees. So this kazungu that you see here, there's someone behind it. Thank you so much, Sarah. Glad to have you. Oh, and yes, I do have nieces. Are you kidding me? So like I said, it's in the genes. They're also beautiful. Hannah, you're going to stand up. So, yeah. Hazel. Yeah, beautiful people. Glad to have you. Now. See, I know I've been given a very short time. I'm not going to waste it. I know you could be tempted to think that this is the other church that you ran away from, which has announcements running for a very long time. This is going to be the last one. But anyway, in 2014, I got the opportunity to join a discipleship group which was called Gang. Do we have any gangsters in here? Oh yeah, the tribe is here. So, it happened to be the second gang that Pastor Ari and Upmore were, discipling. And that year I made what I would call the most hectic decision of my life, because I used to attend dance rehearsal every week. That was every Tuesday and Friday. But then gang was happening on Tuesday, which was the rehearsal time. So it took me a very long time to actually accept the invitation, because it was by invitation. So it took me a long time to say yes, about 2 months, because I'm like, man, like dance has been a very huge part of my life. So I'm part of a dance company, and I'm like, to chill, to go for this thing that I don't really know. Luckily, thank God for God. Hey, turn to your neighbor, tell them, thank you, Lord, for wisdom. So I got the wisdom to actually sign up for Gang, and was part of a year-long discipleship program. From there, I got married. Are you kidding me? When is the next gang? Well, we don't have gang anymore, so, it passed just like that. But you can try movers and shakers, right? When you hear about it, you can ask about it. Not the service. There's a real discipleship space called Movers and Shakers. Talk to your location pastor. And maybe you can tell them my name, and possibly they could go easy on you. You tell them, Steve the Rev said, Movers and Shakers. And they will think twice about it and possibly let you in. Sorry, I'm a man under authority. So your location pastor will make the decision to let you in. So going back to the story pretty quickly, I got the opportunity to be discipled for a year. Now, what seemed like a very simple journey for me would later on turn out to be one of the best decisions I've actually ever made in my entire life. Because that decision led to my wife and I getting the opportunity to lead the team that was planting Worship Harvest Mukono in 2016. There we led and got to learn a lot about church leadership and basically grow as people. Now, later on, 2020, we got the opportunity still to move from Worship Harvest Mukono to go to Worship Harvest Nakawa, where we lead. It was not a long time, and tell your neighbor, it was a very short time. It was a short time before we got the opportunity to also become cluster leaders, network leaders, and I'm telling you, my life right now is not anywhere close to the life I thought in 2014 attending a dance class. Now, all of this to say, you see this guy right here? He's so grateful for Pastor Ari and Upmore, because I know you're clapping your hands like, but you can do better than that. I mean, if you didn't know it, we have the best shepherds anywhere you can go. At least I know it. They are the best shepherds. I know Pastor Upmore says he is the most loved person on any side of the heaven, right? Can I tell you who's the second most loved person? Oh, no, not you. That's me. But anyway, Pastor Ari, Upmore in absentia. Pastor Ari, I just want to say thank you so much. You see my life right now, it's so different from what it could have ever turned out. I'm a better husband, I'm a better father, I'm a better pastor, I make more money, I have better friendships, I have I'm living a very purposeful and meaningful life, thanks to that opportunity that you provided in 2014. Now you can tell your neighbor, you have to celebrate with those who are celebrating. Beautiful. Now, from the look of things and from what I see in this auditorium, we have a mix of people. Let's talk about age. And we all have different experiences. Isn't that so? Who can say that life is like a walk in the park? Does anyone believe life is a walk in a park? What is a park? It is not a centenary park. Okay, life is not like, taking ice cream, sipping pina coladas and being at the beach. I know that's what you would have wished for your life to be like, but the experience has been so far from what your dream has been that you're like, is God living or am I the melody of my life? When you are young, the troubles that you face are really dependent on the context in which you are, right? For example, I know when I was younger, one of the things that used to annoy me a lot was watching news with my parents because I preferred watching wrestling. So that was a major issue, right? Oh, I feel like you're judging me already. You're looking at me like, now I get it. So later on, I grew. There was a girl in class. Now, she was a beautiful girl, I have to let you know. So, it's not Pastor Florence, for clarity. That became another trouble at that point, right? There was a time while growing up, guys, I am a preacher's kid, so I grew up in a preacher's house. Now, when I was growing up, there was a time we had church at home. This is what I mean. Church, you come for garage, but it is at a home. So what we used to call shady, which is front porch, veranda. The front veranda. Don't judge my shady stuff. But the front porch or veranda used to be the pulpit. And the rest of the compound was church. So imagine this is the front of the house. This is where the preacher would be. And the rest of this, we covered the compound with iron sheets. So church was happening there. But one time, I was about to mention a year, but it would reveal so much information. So we'll leave out the year. I was in P1. And while in P1, I walk back home, and I find that all of the stuff that was supposed to be in the house had been thrown out of the house. So that was quite a sight, because why are the things outside the house? Now, you may be thinking they were outside the house, but within the fence. This was outside the fence. So that was a shocker. Well, the long and short story is, my father had gotten into a business deal, taken a loan from a church, not from a church, from a bank, and failed to pay back the loan. And the house had been used as a security, so we had to be kicked out of. Yeah. So at that time, that was a major problem, because my siblings had been to schools back then which were a big deal, Budo, Shimoni, Gayaza, and here I am thinking that I am going to the same schools, only to realize I was going to be walking a fair 4 kilometers every day to go to school, a very little known school. I won't tell you its name in case you are waiting for it. It's not coming. Yeah, you already judged me by the way you're looking at me. I can tell you more. But you'll keep it a secret. No, someone is recording on video. But anyway, I went to St. Anne Preparatory School. All of this to tell you, there were different seasons, different troubles, different challenges. Later on, go to school, join boarding school, you're not visited at school. You're like, God, Jesus, who born my parents? And you move on to campus. I didn't really pass my A-levels. Oh, damn, that was supposed to be a secret. It's gone. I guess now I can't hide anymore. But anyway, those were the troubles. Go to campus, fail to almost get to campus. Those were the troubles. Then I got married. Other sets of problems. Yes way. What a shock. Up to date, I'm still in shock by the things that happen when you're married. Hey, friends, I want to let you know, I am not so special. You guys are just like me, but you're acting like your life is different because I have a mind. I know it. But anyway, life can be quite a drag. It can be quite a challenge. Because sometimes it feels like you're moving from one corner of sadness to another corner of sadness. You're moving from madness, from having your parents sick to your siblings sick, from failing to make it to school to dealing with addictions. And all of that becomes a major problem. But I think I know why. Because we live in a cursed world, right? Sorry, we live in a cursed world. We together. Yeah. I know some of y'all going like, hey, but we're going to be good. So, by the way, guys, you may be thinking about the way I'm talking, and you're like, can he just talk like up more and not just keep on going like, You like it? Yeah. I almost thought so. But anyway, guys, life is too short to be so serious, right? So the person you're seeing right now is not putting up a show right now. Yeah, even after this is how I live my life. So you are welcome to my world. But anyway, we live in a cursed world, where there's so many troubles that will come your way and so many things that will push you to the limit. But the most beautiful thing about it is that you have not been born into this world to be left alone. God has a plan for you. Now that plan comes with you moving by faith because he has already done it by grace. He has done it through grace, but you get it by faith. And with that said, God has a very awesome toolbox. Somebody said toolbox. Now in that toolbox, wait, do we all know what a toolbox is? How many people here drive cars? Can I tell you? Can I be for real with you right now? So I keep on asking this question so that I can finally find a congregation that moves in faith. And when I ask, do all the people here drive? And I just want to see all the hands go up. Yeah, I see some of you still walking in unbelief, your hands are down, but you know, your neighbor is going to be driving anytime now and you'll be going like... But all you have to do is put up your hands. So do we have any people who drive cars up in here? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, for many people that drive cars have a toolbox. If you don't have one, please consider getting one. Otherwise, anytime now, you'll be remembering what I'm telling you now. If it is not a car, it could be a workshop. People who work in a workshop usually have a toolbox. And that toolbox has different tools that you can use for different situations. It could be an 8. Okay, I know it more in the Luganda side because when you go to a mechanic, they don't usually go, do you have a 10? Do I have an 8? Bakubuza, odina munana, odina kumi, odina kumi na biri. We are talking about the spanners, the size of the spanners. So there are different sizes. I don't know the actual dimensions, but I know they are 10, 8, 12, 14, 16, like that. But when you get a toolbox, I will not need to, explain this so much. And just like a mechanic or someone who's a handyman has a toolbox, God has a toolbox that he has prepared that is supposed to help you in different situations. Now, it doesn't mean one tool in that toolbox will be used for all things. Now, I know there's a tool in the toolbox that is called in Luganda, Vituli Vinji. Direct translation would be many holes. It is many holes because it is one tool that has different dimensions for different spanners. Now, in God's toolbox, there's a tool called tithing. I know you were expecting a different tool. You thought I would pull it out, and I'm like, boom. It's not coming anytime now. And we also don't have it on the screen, so we can't help you much. But we know you have heard about it. At least if you have been to church a couple of times, you already know that there's something called tithe. Tithe is actually a faith key that you use to honor the Lord and to access that which he has given through grace. It's a faith key. I mean, you don't know what it's going to do, because how do I end up giving 10% of 1 million shillings, which is 100,000, and I end up having my mother healthy? Like, you can't convert that. It's really a faith key. We talk about first fruits. We talk about first fruits. You just never know. Maybe this side, there have been a few people. Yeah? Let's first find out. Any people we've heard about first fruits? Yeah? So first fruits, or first fruit, because I don't know how to bring it back and use the singular, the right verb. Guys, in case I do what we call, it's called banging a what? Or killing a what? A buffalo. Yeah, I just want to let you know, I'm a Muganda. Which means English is not my first language. So when I botch it, just look at me and go like, brah, Lord have mercy on you. So, first fruits are also a form of a tool that God has given you. It has brought about a lot of promotion. Many of us have heard about the story of Amo and Pastor Ari, haven't we? I also have a fair share of reaping the rewards of first fruit. But because you have not treated me well so far, I'm not going to tell you right now. Yeah. I was told people would show me some love, but they're questioning me more than they're showing me love. I'm confused. Oh yeah, now I understand what you're talking about. Anyway, guys, my time has really run out. This excitement, thank you so much. Is this the cup I brought myself? Boy. So, yes, we have fast fruits. Yes, we have tithing. There's more. There's another super duper. Tell your neighbor, super duper. There's another super duper tool in God's toolbox, and it's called honor. H-O-N-O-R. Did I get the pronunciation wrong? What is it? Honor. I said honor. You'll understand what I'm saying. It's honor. H-O-N-O-R. Honor. Now I know where not to stand for me to finish up this sermon in time. Guys, we have a faith key called honor. And it's one of the best keys that you will ever take a hold of, because it will bring you supernatural acceleration in your life that you have never experienced before. Think about a car when you're driving a car. No. You'll drive. Yeah. Let's go back to the car. So when you think about a car, here you have Kiprotich who can go for 25 kilometers, right? Now, I know from the look of things, unless I'm judging you, many of us here can't do 25 kilometers, right? I don't mean 25 kilometers across 25 days, which is 1 kilometer per day. I mean 25 kilometers within one day. And also get a gold medal for it. That's what I mean. Now, for many of us, that is the experience. We cannot really do that. But here we have Kiprotich, and here we have TJ that I really know cannot do 25 kilometers, right? Now, TJ, in all his weakness and failure, can get into a car, be it a Vitz, be it a Harrier, be it a Mercedes or anything like that, but he will be in position to move from here up to about Nansana, or even longer, 25 kilometers from here, in a very short time in comparison to Kiprotich, right? Why? Because he is within a tool that can enable him move that fast. The same is true of honor. Honor is that vehicle that will give you super acceleration like you have never experienced before. That it will make someone who is good at, flexing the muscles, waking up. Okay, let's not talk about waking up, because do you all wake up like 5 p.m. or a long while before daylight? You're judging yourself. I'm not judging you. So, you have this vehicle that can give you that super acceleration, and that is honor. I have seen so much acceleration in my life. Because just think about it. How does a guy who has just led a location in 2016 and then moved to another location 2020 become a cluster leader, network leader within months? That didn't happen within 6 months. That happened under 6 months. That's acceleration. How does someone move from not having a house and then to owning a house within less than a year? I know that is super acceleration, because from the house where I grew up that my parents built, they started building it in 2002, 2001, 2002. And it was barely ready 2016. Barely. It was actually ready 2009. So that's a long time. So when I talk about that super acceleration, I'm talking about that. How does someone come from failing their exams and failing the mocks to actually passing and being one of the top students in the country? That has to be something super out of this world. And do you know who has the opportunity of tapping into that? You. Do you know for whom the Lord made this day? You. Because God knew you needed some super acceleration in your life, and guess how you're going to get it? Through the principle and practice of honor. Here we have a very beautiful book written by the one and only, what's his name? It's going to be for sale, but we are going to be going through this book for this couple of weeks. And today I'm just giving us an introduction to this thing called honor, to this super tool called honor. We are going to jump to the book of Romans 13. Just to let you know, I just had a little beef with the person on projection, but it's coming, right? Yeah. Small beef, chicken, pork. Are we getting it anytime now? You can go, because we all carry Bibles, okay. Romans 13, chapter 13, verse 7 says, "Render therefore to all their due, taxes to whom taxes are due, customs to whom customs, fear to whom fear." Back in the day, we used to read together as a church. Maybe it's a YXP thing. We don't do that much here. No, it's not? Oh, so that's why we are going to read together, right? Okay, one more time. To render is to give something. To render is to give. But here the instruction is render to all. Because there's going to be a time when maybe you may be tempted to choose between who not and who to. But he says to all. Taxes to whom taxes are due. To whom do we give taxes? If you said your husband's name, if you said your mother's name, or maybe she's okay, you just never know. If you said your head teacher, or is it the principal at whatever university that you go to, you got it twisted. Taxes are given to the government. The same is true of customs, right? Right? The instruction is for us to give the taxes. What does it mean for something to be due? It's owed, it's required, it's possibly past date, right? Think about going to university. Tuition is due. Is it the same for primary? Oh my goodness. I'm so shocked. Is it because my first 6 years of primary were free education? Yeah, my father, why you? Yeah, my children go to school. My children go to the best school this side of heaven. Harvest International School. If you have not yet brought your children, you are the only one. Guys, that was a joke. Don't get too serious. Don't go like Omusumba. Yeah, you get debubi. We don't like that. So, taxes are due. So you have to give the taxes to the people. Now here we are going to just be tackling a few things, a few essentials about honor. The first thing that we see through the passage of scripture here is honor is due. Another thing that can be due is rent. Because I'm a father, and I once was broke, I piled up a number of months of unpaid rent. I know it was somewhere in the heavens, but I just never got to translate it to the physical. So my landlord used to check up on me. Hey, yo, it's almost ago now. How about this month? When should we expect it? Do you know why? Because it was due. I had to pay the rent. It was due. When a woman is due, she needs to give birth. Therefore, you can't keep on pushing it. You're like, until the next day. I had the opportune moment of seeing my wife get ready to give birth to her very first child. My oldest child is 6 years. I'm revealing too much information in one. So, this child was supposed to come out on the 31st. I say supposed because she was in labor from 4 a.m. of the 31st of December until 2 a.m. of 1st January. Now that kid is quite something because she jammed to get out, but she was due. But in spite of her pushing her due date, she still came out. So honor is due. Honor is due to the people to whom it is due. It is due to the government. It is due to the people that lead us. It is due to the parents. The moment you are born, it is due. It is due to your parents. You know why? You never get to choose your parents. It is due to the government because all leadership comes from. It is due to your teachers because you never chose the teacher that would teach you. Otherwise, you would most likely be tempted to have your parents as your teachers. But guess what? They are not. It is due to your pastors. Okay, you're not celebrating with me because I'm a pastor, but I get it. But it is still due. But you know, guys, it is even due to the church that you choose to be a part of. You know why? Because God, when you say you're going to honor God, God will always bring people. If you can't honor God, of whom or to whom honor is due, you can't say you're going to honor people. Because how many of you have seen what God looks like? Do you know that God has a mustache? Did you even know that God has a line just like mine? Do you know that God is just as colored as I am? He likes colored clothes and everything like that. Oh no, you don't believe me. Is it because you have never seen God? I guess then we are on the same page. None of us have seen God, but we all have to give honor to whom it is due. We give it to God and to all the people that God has given us in our lives. That is one of the things that we see about honor. It is the other second, so the first thing is honor is due. The second thing we see is honor is given. Wink, wink. Honor is given. Craig Groeschel says, Craig Groeschel, who leads Life Church. Life Church. Life Church is behind the YouVersion Bible that you love using so much. He says, respect is given. Honor is. I just wanted to find out whether you guys have ever heard Craig Groeschel say it. Hey. So, Thank you so much, Pastor Ari. I will always be hanging with you because all of these guys left me hanging. So, Craig Groeschel says, respect is earned, but honor is given. Yeah, respect is earned as a result of what you have possibly done. For example, respect is earned because of my accolades as a dancer and a pastor and a great father and a husband. So you can respect me because of that, right? You can respect your parents because, well, they drive a good car, they take you to good schools. You can respect someone simply because they have done very outstanding things. I know many of us here respect, what's his name? Elon Musk. Many of us respect our teachers, maybe, do we? Do we? Our tutors, we do. But can I tell you what you have to give? Honor. It is always given. It is not as a result of what the person has done. It is given as a result of the person that they are. It is because of who the person is. So when it comes to honor, you're not looking at what have they achieved, what have they done in life. You're simply looking at who are they. Are they my father? I'm going to honor them. Are they older than me? I am going to honor them. Are they my teacher? I am going to honor them. Is it the government? I'm going to honor it. Why? Because of who they are. Now, if you have been the kind that has been tempted to think, well, you need those people to first of all prove a point to you, then maybe you need a repentance time. You need a personal reflection time, when you get a torch and hit it inside your heart, just so you can really let yourself know that, there's some dark spaces in my heart and we need to deal with them. One of the areas that you can start with is dealing with the fact that you have wanted the people who you are supposed to be honoring to first of all prove a point to you. Your father doesn't have to prove a thing to you. The mere fact that they are your father, you honor them. The mere fact that the person is your pastor, you honor them. You know why? You didn't choose them. You don't choose them, but you get to honor them. Honor, the third thing that you will note about honor is all round. It is 360 degrees. Now you could be thinking 360 degrees horizontal, but I'm saying 360 degrees vertically. By vertically, I mean you're honoring the people that are above you, you're honoring the people with whom you are peers, and you're honoring the people that are below you. If you go into the context of a school, it may be easier for you to honor your teachers and to honor your head teacher or the principal or the chancellor, but you don't honor the ministers in the school. By ministers, okay, because the school I went to had ministers and cabinet ministers. It's called prefects, yes. You may not honor them because you're feeling like, that's my boy. That's not happening anytime. But you have to honor them. You also have to honor those that are below you. They could be your subordinates. If we are going to a workplace, you're not honoring only your boss, but you're also honoring those that you work with on the same team, those that you lead. Because honor is due and it is given and they are worthy of it. So you don't just choose, okay, to honor, not to honor, I will, maybe next time I will think about it. No. If it is due, if it is given, it is 360. You give it to everyone. Those who lead you, those with whom you are at the same line of maybe influence, age, whatever. I come from a small family, right? But I am the first reverend in that family, right? You guys, are you kidding? But in spite of me becoming a reverend, it doesn't mean I get an honor break. And I'm like, yo, Sarah, reverend, non-reverend, Yeah, slow down now. No, I don't get that opportunity. I still get to honor my siblings. When you're coming from a family of 11, you have to. You really have to. You're way down the pecking order, you have to. You really have to. You know, I will come back to that just a bit. I will tell you about this as well concerning honor. Honor is substance. It is not subsistence. Because the temptation could be great for you to go like, no, he didn't mean substance. He meant subsistence, like subsistence farming. No, it is not. Honor is substance. It means money. It means cheddar. It means moolah. It means dimes. It means the Benjamins. So whatever it is, it could also mean a vizike. So you go ahead and honor. It is not by way of looking so humble. Like every time someone is talking to you, you're like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Matter of fact, you don't even look at them. You're like, who am I to even look at you? This is honor. Are you kidding me? No way. It's not possible that I can look at you while I'm talking to you. That is not honor. It is not you getting down on your knees and you're like, you see me here, Pastor Ari? I'm honoring you right now. Now, while this is a good act, it's not honor. However much I may try, it is not. And the book of Proverbs shows us, hey, don't judge me. It shows us, Proverbs 3:9-10 says, honor the Lord with your possessions and with the first fruits of all, not some of your increase. Next. So your barns will be filled with plenty and your vats will overflow with. That's not old wine, I'm going to tell you that. So, if God in all his might, who doesn't need your money, if you watched the Arise and Build video, if God, who created heaven and earth, has cattle on 1,000 hills, doesn't need your money, but he asks that you honor him that way, what do you think about people? Do you have a feeling that people maybe, just maybe, may need money? Do you think that people maybe would use money? You guys, you're confusing me. Do you feel like people need to use money? Do you feel like money would be put to good use if you gave it to them? So do you feel like people would use your kneeling much better than they would use money? What about the hugs? Come on, hugs are like glorious. You mean that wouldn't be of any use at all? If we're talking about honor being, humbling yourself, I mean, how many times can you transfer that over? You can hardly do that, right? So in comes God with all his wisdom and he shows us what to do. And if you go on later on in the book of Matthew 6:21, you will see that, yes, Matthew 15:4, for God commanded, saying, honor your father and your mother, and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. You will go back and also read, yes, that's 15:4. You can also go to 6:21. You can write that down and you'll go review it, right? So, we also need to honor people with money. Go ahead and honor your parents. Now, one of my greatest regrets in my life is that I didn't honor my parents enough with substance, and especially when my father was alive. My father went to be with the Lord in 2019. But I did very small things. I never did any hectic stuff. I do a little shopping. And yes, he did say thank you at times, but right now when I look back, I wish I had done better. There were times when I would say I really wanted to buy my father a Mercedes-Benz because that was his car. But I didn't have the wisdom to know that I can start with the small and then grow into the bigger things. So up to now, I've not yet bought it for him and I've not even bought it for myself, but anytime now. So, don't wait for the time when you have the biggest amount to start honoring your parents, to start honoring your pastors, to start honoring your leaders, to start honoring the people that teach you in the word. because you're waiting for the big sum. You start with what you have. There's a friend of mine who used to, and I didn't know what it was then, but he used to give me 5,000 shillings every other time. I'm like, he would put it in an envelope and give it to me. I was his team leader on the media team, but it used to baffle me always. But later on, I see the guy's life change because I realized it was a lifestyle for him. Right now, he's a great businessman who thrives and does big business deals. But now I look at his life and I'm like, okay, I get it. He has been having that posture of honor all through his life. So even for your parents, you go ahead and do that. You know, if you're out of campus and you're working, or you are way out of campus and you're already working, you have your own family, you know it's hard for you to go and do any labor at your parents' home and try to wash their clothes or try to clean their car. But you know, by sending your money to them, you get to do that. Do you see that your money will be converted into what you desire for it to be done? I feel like when we move to the money thing, the substance thing, I get less response. And I know I'm not the problem. You have to just check your heart, tell your neighbor, it's for your good. It's about your heart. Go ahead and check your heart. Now, finally, God chooses for us the people that we need to honor. We don't choose the people that we honor. What a shock. I mean, I don't choose who is going to mother me. In 2014, I didn't know God had made a choice for me, Pastor Ari, that he would actually mother me. I didn't know that. Okay, in case that's bringing a little confusion, Pastor Ari is my spiritual mother. Let's just add spiritual to the mother thing so that, you know, we have the right context for that. I didn't choose her. God chose her for me. I didn't choose Muchala Jessica Sechero, my mother, biological mother. Never. I didn't choose Worship Harvest. I ended up here. My brother was the first to come here, and he later on invited the whole family. Now, my brother is not really involved in any major leadership position here. He's just a congregant who attends. But many of us, my sibling, my brother and I, get to be part of this church and to partake whatever is here because God chose that for us. You don't get to choose your parents. I would like to speak to the people here who are specifically struggling with the idea of honoring your parents. Let's make peace with the fact that you didn't choose your parents. It doesn't matter how crazy they seem to be in your mind, whether they left you, whether they don't care enough, whether they've provided for you financially or not, they are still your parents. And as a result of their position as your parents, you will honor them. My invitation to you this morning is this afternoon is for you to go ahead and honor your, and while you're also still struggling with your pastors, you just have to do it. Some things are not done by way of thought or feelings. Honor is not about feelings. It's about faith. Remember, we started with it being a toolbox, a key of faith, right? Which means it will open a door. It will take you a long time to walk into things if you don't. I will close with this. I used to look up more because I come from a big family and I'm the youngest in a family of 11. So I had siblings who were older than Upmore, his age, and younger than him. So for me, many people within those age brackets, I would see them as a bigger brother. Now this is my spiritual father, but I am not seeing him as such. I am seeing him, yes, he's my pastor, but it's not really clicking in my mind that, you know, there's another thing you're struggling with. You're also seeing him as a big brother because you come from a big family. Until one day, later on when my father has passed on, I remember it was a lockdown. I just woke up And like something hits you. It was an illumination. Is it called an epiphany? Story. Okay. You can call it an epiphany, or like a thought hits you. And the Spirit just said, Upmo is your spiritual father. And I'm like, wait, all along I have been living this life. Now I have to tell you, we were struggling our life was not really great. It was okay. To some of you, that could be your life. But I just need to tell you, the moment I started changing my posture and my heart towards Upmo and Pastor Ari and stopped seeing them as just, pastors, put them in the category of big brother, big sister. Until that moment came, there was no speed in my life. But until that happened, speed came. And I can tell you about the life before the lockdown and the life after the lockdown, and the two are different. That was my story. Because it happened to me, do you know what that means? It can happen to you. Today is the day that the Lord has made. He has made it for you because He desires acceleration for you. My invitation to you, would you please honor the people that God has brought into your life? Allow me to stop there for today. It's been a good time with y'all. Thank you so much. Now, right now, we are going to jump into our groups. I would like to invite Pastor Quaker to take us away and lead us in our groups. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Pastor Steve. Come on, one more hand clap for him. That was awesome, wasn't it? Very practical and very simple. Who wasn't here last Sunday? If you were not here last Sunday. Okay, we are quite many. In that case, I'm going to ask the group leaders to quickly run in front because we don't have much time. So quickly run in front. Run. The ones who were here last Sunday, you're going to go to that same group. The ones who are not here, the group leaders are not running, they are walking. Walking fast and running are not the same thing. The ones who are not here, just walk to any of these people. Now, 1, 2, 3, go. Choose whoever looks like you would like to be in their group. Walk to them, and then they are going to take you to wherever. The young people, I know that there are also adults. We also have some prepared groups for you. So we are going to show you how to do that. But for the young people, are there any that are walking? I saw so many hands. Just walk to any of the people. It's not rocket science. Like walk, they are not going to beat you. They are not going to ask for your money. Okay, they are probably going to ask for your money. But walk to them. All right. Okay. I'm seeing like a few more people walking up. If the person you've walked to already has like more than 4 people, you walk to the next one. Okay. All right, I think that is it. So the ones who are here last Sunday, this is what we're going to do to be fast. Where you sat last time, that's where you're sitting today. Yeah, so some people who are still walking, let us go now. If your person who you are walking to, follow them to where you're going to sit. The ones who are here last Sunday, just follow those people. Now, for the adults, we have Pastor Ari, myself. Some of y'all, your leaders didn't come today, so we're going to work it out. All right, for the adults, same groups that you were in last time, but the ones who were not here last time, Pastor Ari, myself, Pastor Pastor Steve, find the white chairs. These are the people you're following. And then, Bernard, come. Bernard as well is going to lead a group. So just Pastor Kia's group. Where is Pastor Kia's group? Follow him. He's going to show you where to sit. I'm going to. You have my number? Actually, Pastor Kia's people, this is the person, Pastor